Hello and welcome to this, our very first lecture in the course Programming in Python. My name is Andreas Nilsson and I will be the teacher in the course. I'm also the course coordinator and the examiner, which makes it quite handy because whatever questions you might have, you can send them my way. And speaking of questions, even if the course is given in English, you can communicate with me in either English or Swedish. In this lecture, I will introduce the course. Some of the topics covered will also be covered in more detail in their own videos, but here I'm going to try to give an overview of the course. I was thinking that we could start with the question, what is programming? I imagine that some of you have probably done some programming before, but I also imagine that for many, this is the first time that you come in contact with programming. So, what is programming? One way of looking at it is to say that programming is making the computer do what we want it to do. But another way of looking at it is to say that we, the programmers, we write instructions that the computer then translates to something that it understands, and then it runs those instructions. And to write the instructions, we use programming languages. And there are different, let us call them levels of programming languages. We have machine languages, which are the only thing that computers understand. Then we have high-level languages, which is something that is much easier for us humans to understand. And then in between, we have something called assembly languages. But luckily for us, in this course, we are going to use a high-level language. Yet another way of looking at programming is to say that it is like a jigsaw puzzle. The things that we learn about the programming language is like the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle, and then when we want to create a script or solve a problem, we use those pieces and put them together in a way so that they solve the problem. So, what programming language will we be using in the course? Well, from the title of the course, we can deduct that we will be using a language called Python. Some of you probably picked the course just because we're using Python, but others might never have heard about Python before. So I was thinking that I could mention just a few things about Python. And the first thing is that there is something called the Tiobe Index, and it lists maybe not the best languages, but the most popular languages. And Python has been in the top 3 since I think 2003. So it is a language that is very popular and that opens a lot of doors. Many of the big actors or companies in the industry uses Python in one way or another. And it is a language that is fairly easy to learn, which makes it very suitable for a course like this one. And a fun fact about Python. Python was used when creating the first image of a black hole a few years ago. And when recording this video just a few days ago, they took another photo or created a new image of a new black hole, and this time the one in the center of our galaxy. And if you're interested in how they did it, I'll leave a link in the description to a video explaining it. In this course, there are 4 areas or pillars that we will work with, and we can see them here on the screen. And if we start from the bottom, we have critical thinking. And we have to learn to reflect on what we are doing, what we are about to do, and we have to learn to critically review. And if we move on to the next one, planning, there is a lot of planning going on in this course. And I think as this course is given at 100% speed, this is maybe even more important in this course. There are deadlines, there are quizzes, there are tasks, and at the same time as you have all of this, you also have to prepare for what is coming next. So there is a lot of planning going on in this course. If we continue on to the third one, problem solving. This is maybe the biggest difference between someone who have learned programming on their own and someone who have studied programming. If you study programming, you often learn to attack problems in a structured and systematic way. And in this course, we will be using Polya's problem-solving technique, which has 4 steps that we can see here. We have to understand the problem, then we have to devise a plan, which is then carried out, and finally we look back or reflect on what we have done. The last and biggest pillar is practical programming. This is a programming course. So of course there will be a lot of programming, practical programming. So that is the 4th pillar, and we can see here I have listed the areas that we will be looking at throughout the course. As mentioned in the beginning of this lecture, some of the things that we talk about here will also be covered in the separate videos, but let me try to give you an overview of the course. We will have 10 lectures, 8 exercises, and 2 mandatory examinations. The lectures and exercises are just there to help you learn programming, so there is nothing you have to hand in there. But for the 2 mandatory examinations, you will have to hand something in. And the first examination will require you to hand in 3 programming tasks. And the second examination will require you to hand in a critical reflection of your own progress in the course. We don't have any mandatory activities or scheduled activities in this course. Instead, you're intended to work on the material on your own. And the course is structured this way by design to give you as much flexibility as possible, so that you can work on the material in your own pace. And as it is a summer course, many of you probably have other commitments at the same time. Maybe you are studying another course or working full-time, or maybe you have family commitment. And this way, you can create a plan that works for you. One last thing that I would like to talk about is how to avoid failing this course. It is an online course and it is a summer course, which means that a lot of responsibility will be put on the individual student. But you can mitigate some of that risk by being organized and by planning your studies. And I have a separate video on planning, so I will link that in the description. But maybe my best advice would be that very few can learn programming from reading a book. You have to practice a lot. So do all the examples from the book on your own and do as many of the exercises as you can. Practice a lot. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Use the discussion forum or send questions directly to me. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And that was everything from me and for this lecture. So I would like to wish you all good luck with the course. And even if it can be a little bit of a struggle learning programming in the beginning, I hope you will have